Hello students, today is a continuation of finding the magnitude after scalar multiplication. So first we're going to find the magnitude without the scalar. So the magnitude of this W, 3 comma 7, is what we have to do is go 3 squared plus 7 squared equals c squared. So this is again using the Pythagorean theorem. So we know that 3 squared is 9, 7 squared is 49, equals c squared. Okay? So we add that together and we get 58 equals c squared. Okay, then what we want to do is take the square root of each side. And if you look at your handy dandy calculator, it will give you that c equals approximately, if I go 58 square root, 7.616. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and multiply the vector by 5. So if we do that, we get a new vector, and that new one is going to be 15, 35, because we multiplied both of them by 5. Okay, then we're going to get 15 squared plus 35 squared equals c squared. Okay, and then we do 15 squared on our calculator. And 15 squared, 225, plus 35 squared, 1225, and that equals c squared. Okay, 1225 plus 225 equals 1450. Okay, and then what we want to do is take the square root of that 1450, and then that should give us what c is. .08, and again that's an approximation. And just so you are aware, when you say approximate in math, technically it should be like a wavy equal sign. So it's approximately equal to, again, 38.08. Now, if we go back to our original C, 7.616, and we multiply that by 5, do we get this 38.08? Let's find out. So 7.616 times 5, and that equals 38.08. So when we compare the two, we could see you could just take this c, multiply by 5, and you should get the same. The magnitude will be the same. Okay? So whether you want to take this first and do the magnitude of the smaller one and then multiply it, or whether you want to multiply first, to me you're using a lot bigger numbers here. So I would just keep it smaller and then multiply after you've solved it, okay? So down here, compare the magnitude and direction of 6v and negative 3v to v if v is 5, 4. So the magnitude of 5, 4, we're going to go ahead and take 5 squared plus 4 squared equals c squared. Okay, so then we get 25 plus 16 equals c squared. Okay, so 25 plus 16 is 41, I believe. If you take the square root of that, we get c equals, oh, I'm skipping steps and I really shouldn't do that, should I? So up here, (41) equals c squared. So here you take the square root of 41, and that is 6.403. Okay. So that's an approximation. You could use the squiggly lines like that if you want. Okay. If I take 6v, guess what? It's going to be the same as if I took this 6.403 and just multiply it by 6. So 6.403 times 6, 38.418. And if I multiply it by negative 3, so I go 6.403 times negative 3, negative 19.209. Probably could have gone negative 19.21. At any rate, know that these are just multiples, but on this negative v1, it switches direction. So the negative one, if it's 5, 4, and it's going, like say it's at the origin 5, 4, and it's going right 5 and up 4 like that, then this one, negative 3v, would be negative 3 times it if it started at the origin, and it would be going down 3 times, something like that. Okay, so that should give you a little bit better of an idea. 6v just goes, instead of just 1 here, you're going to go 6 times way up, which we don't have the room to do all that. So that should give you a general idea to go ahead and work on your worksheet. And let's see, was there anything else? And that's it on this worksheet or in the packets. Good luck, students. You rock.